Hello friends, I am Arpit and I'm here with today's analysis. Today is 26th of November, also known as the Dark Day 2611, unfortunately for India because of the 2611 Mumbai attacks. But yes, we are here with today's analysis. Today we are going to deal with two very important topics which are in news. The first is UAE launches the Global Energy Efficiency Alliance at the COP29 of UNFCCC, which was there in Baku. Now, UAE wanted to continue the momentum which it took last year when it hosted the COP28 of UNFCCC. This Global Energy Efficiency Alliance aims to, increase energy efficiency. Energy efficiency is when you are consuming less amount of energy for doing the same amount of work, leading to less carbon emissions, leading to less, negative impact on the environment. It aims to, incorporate or foster public-private partnership. It aims to develop global standards for energy efficiency, and most importantly, it aims to, spread this to the entire world, which is obviously a noble initiative. Then the next is ICC issues arrest warrant against or for Netanyahu, and it is not only for Netanyahu; it is for other leaders of Hamas as well who were in these attacks. Well, what does this mean? This simply means that Netanyahu will not be arrested because these kind of judgments are not binding. But yes, International Criminal Court can issue these kind of judgments for individuals which are not from the member countries of ICC. Only a few countries in the world are part of this. This is established as per the Rome Statute. And then we will be dealing with the MCQs based on these two topics and discussing the answers to the MCQs of yesterday. Now, UAE launches Global Energy Efficiency Alliance at COP29, which was there in Azerbaijan, Baku. UAE unveiled an ambitious initiative to create Global Energy Efficiency Alliance. It aims to double global energy efficiency rates by 2030 and contribute significantly to carbon emissions. So, you know, energy efficiency simply means reducing or using less amount of energy for doing the same amount of work. And when you are using less amount of energy, energy can be gained through burning fossil fuels. You will be burning less fossil fuels. And you are burning less fossil fuels means you are emitting less. As simple as that. So USA is positioning itself to lead this global effort, building on the momentum generated by the UAE consensus at COP28, which was hosted by Dubai itself. So what is the key objective of the alliance? First is doubling the global energy efficiency by 2030. Whatever energy efficiency is there right now, we need to double it. The core goal is to significantly increase energy efficiency worldwide. Let's suppose now we generate 1 unit of electricity by burning 2 grams of coal. The future should be, by 2030, that we should be generating 1 unit of electricity by burning 1 gram of coal. We need to half, and then only we will double the energy efficiency. That is what it means in a nutshell. Emission reductions. This initiative will directly contribute to reducing greenhouse gas emissions, mitigate climate change, aligning with global environmental goals. Sustainable resource management. Alliance will focus on sustainable use of natural resources, ensuring that energy efficiency efforts are not only effective but also ecologically responsible they are. Leadership and role of UAE in this initiative. UAE will take a leadership role in the alliance since it is formulating it, sharing its expertise in energy efficiency, and UAE has substantial expertise in energy efficiency. That is why it is promoting this thing at the global level. The country has strong track record of investing in and advancing energy efficient technologies and strategies. UAE plans to foster knowledge transfer, enabling countries and organizations worldwide to adopt best practices in energy efficiency. It will also focus on developing public-private partnerships, encouraging investments in energy efficiency initiatives by involving both governments and private sectors. Strategic focus areas, knowledge sharing and capacity building. So whatever knowledge or whatever I would say technology UAE has developed with respect to energy efficiency, or the member countries of this global energy efficiency alliance have developed, they will be sharing it with the world, especially with those parts of the world where there is lack of energy resources like Africa and all. So it is also focusing upon helping the vulnerable. That is a very good thing in this. Knowledge sharing and capacity building. Central focus will be exchange of best practices in energy efficiency. It will include technical knowledge, implementation strategies, and success stories. Capacity building efforts will help countries build the infrastructure and skill needed to improve energy efficiency. Standardization efforts. The alliance will work to creating global standards for energy efficiency, helping ensure that efforts in different regions are aligned and effective. Supporting African nations. Key emphasis will be on assisting African nations, many of which are at the forefront of energy sustainability challenges. It will provide financing solutions and technological support to help these countries develop and implement energy efficient systems. The public-private partnerships and investments in this. UAE aims to foster strategic public-private partnerships to accelerate energy efficiency projects. Investment in energy efficiency initiatives will be priority with a focus on mobilizing capital for large-scale projects as well. What does energy efficiency mean? As I've been telling you, it means using less energy to perform the same task. Like for generating 1 unit of energy, 2 grams of coal was burned earlier. Now you are burning 1 gram of coal. So you are using less energy to perform the same task, effectively eliminating energy waste. It is a key strategy in reducing overall energy demand, minimizing environmental impact, and lowering energy costs as well. Reduction in greenhouse gases emissions will happen. Lower demand for energy imports will be there because you will be saving up on energy or you will be reducing the energy wastage. Economic benefits obviously are there because your inputs are reducing and you are getting the same output. And environmental impact, obviously the biggest gain out of energy efficiency is environmental impact. So India is also adopting it. The Bureau of Energy Efficiency is there in India. Star rating appliances are there, like 5-star rating appliances are more efficient. They consume less electricity, do the same work. 4-star are less efficient than 5-star, 3-star are less efficient than 4-star. It is like this. But yes, UAE has substantial, I would say, achievements in this particular domain. Now, the next piece of news, ICC issues arrest warrant for Netanyahu. Netanyahu is the Prime Minister of Israel. And not only for Netanyahu, this arrest warrant has been issued for the ex-defense minister of Israel, some leaders of Hamas also who were responsible in the October 7, 2023 attacks on the innocent Israeli civilians. 1,200 civilians were attacked and killed. Around 250 or more than 200 were taken as hostages by the Hamas. In response, Israeli Defense Forces launched a 360-degree attack on Hamas. Gaza Strip, basically, where they are stationed. So, the Defense Minister of Israel and Prime Minister Netanyahu has been summoned due to that. Whereas on the other hand, Israel keeps on saying that we have done these actions or we have taken these actions in self-defense and we have every right to respond to such kind of attacks on our territory. And we have done nothing illegal. This is what they have to say. Well, what are the repercussions of these attacks and all? We will see. But yes, we need to first see the basics of International Criminal Court, that is ICC. The member states, there are few member states, the ones which you are seeing in blue, entire South America, Canada, Mexico over here, many countries in Western Europe, almost all the countries in Western Europe, many countries in Africa. Then we have Afghanistan over here, then we have Jordan over here. Israel is not part of it, India is not part of it, USA is not part of it. Australia is there, Mongolia is there, Japan is there, Russia is not part of it. South Korea is part of it, North Korea is not part of it. So the colored ones which you are seeing are the countries which are members. So about ICC, it is a permanent court to prosecute serious international crimes committed by individuals. There's another court, ICJ, International Court of Justice. This is a principal organ under United Nations, so don't get confused between ICJ and ICC. It tries crimes like genocide, war crimes, crimes against humanity, and aggressions. So basically, crimes against humanity is the thing under which these people are being tried. Court was established to fight global impunity and bring to justice criminals under the international law, regardless of their rank or stature. And it is different from United Nations International Court of Justice. Both of them are headquartered at The Hague. Statute, before the ICC became functional in 2002, its founding treaty was adopted by the UN General Assembly in 1998 in Rome, Italy, thereby making it the Rome Statute. So it is called as the Rome Statute. Membership. To become a member of ICC or state party to the Rome Statute, countries have to sign the statute and ratify it under the respective legislatures. So 123 countries are currently members of ICC, with African countries making up the largest bloc. Notably, countries including India, China, Iraq, North Korea, Turkey, USA never signed the Rome Statute. USA signed it. USA, Russia, Israel, and Syria signed but never ratified it. So they have not ratified it. Since they have not ratified it, so they are not part of it. But countries like India have never signed it also. How does ICC functions? Judges and prosecutors are there. The court carries out its investigation through the Office of Prosecutor and has 18 judges. Both judges and prosecutors hold non-renewable 9-year terms. So 9-year terms are there and these are not renewable. Process. There are pre-trial, trial and appellate benches in the ICC. So you can appeal on the decisions of ICC also. The prosecutor conducts a preliminary examination in a matter before seeking permission from pre-trial judges to open a full investigation. The initial investigation must conclude that crimes in question are of sufficient gravity, and the crimes here were in sufficient gravity. So key points of this ICC decision taken right now. Warrants for Israeli leaders Benjamin Netanyahu and Yoav Gallant. Yoav Gallant was the ex-defense minister. And what are the charges against them? So basically, they have intentionally deprived civilians in Gaza of basic necessities including food, water, medicine, and fuel. And the three-judge panel found reasonable grounds to believe that both men knowingly and intentionally engaged in actions that led to widespread suffering of Gaza civilian population. The charges include murder, attacks on civilians, and persecution. On the same lines, the warrant for Hamas leader Mohammed Deif has also been issued. Now, a senior Hamas military commander he is and was accused of committing crimes against humanity during the October 2023 attacks. These included murder, extermination, torture, rape, and other forms of sexual violence, as well as war crimes such as taking hostages and attacking civilians. 1,200 Israelis were killed. Around 250 people were taken as hostage in the October 7, 2023 attacks. And in retaliation to these attacks, Israeli Defense Forces launched an attack on Hamas. Impact of the warrants. What will happen now? While the warrants placed Netanyahu, Gallant, and Deif as internationally wanted figures, the practical impact is uncertain, as neither Israel nor Hamas are members of ICC. United States and Israel, both non-members, have rejected ICC's authority and dismissed the warrants as political and anti-Semitic. Two of Hamas leaders were also named, Yahya Sinwar and Ismail Haniyeh, and both of them have died under the attacks done by Israel in the aftermath of the October 7 attacks. In 2024, only both these leaders died. They were also part of this, but now since they are not there, so Deif is the only Hamas leader which is part of these kind of, I would say judgments passed by ICC. Legal and political reactions. Israel's response. Obviously, they have rejected the ICC's decision and calling it absurd and false. Israel has long maintained that it has the right to self-defense and would not cooperate with the court's actions. USA's support for Israel. US President Joe Biden expressed strong backing for Israel's right to defend itself, calling ICC's actions disgraceful. Hamas's response. Hamas also condemned the warrants, claiming that they were part of an effort to delegitimize its struggle against Israeli occupation. Challenges in enforcement. ICC lacks its own police force and relies on cooperation from member states to enforce arrest warrants. Since Israel and US are not members of the court, these warrants may not have immediate practical consequences. However, Netanyahu or whoever is there mentioned in these, arrest warrants, if they travel to those countries which are member of ICC, then it becomes an obligation on those countries to arrest these persons, and that too is not compulsory. Such kind of resolution was passed against Vladimir Putin by ICC last year. Mongolia is part of ICC, and Vladimir Putin traveled to Mongolia this year. Mongolia did not arrest. So here comes the question, the big question, that how effective are these ICC warrants which they are issuing. So that is the challenge in enforcement. Now, ICC's jurisdiction. While Israel is not a member of ICC, the court has the authority to prosecute individuals from non-member states. It can, like it has done for Netanyahu, if crimes occurred on the territory of a member state or if those crimes were referred to the court by UNSC. Israel's legal arguments against the ICC's jurisdiction, including its claim that the court should allow Israel to investigate alleged war crimes itself. This has been dismissed by ICC. And there are separate legal issues. The International Court of Justice. South Africa approached International Court of Justice last year and, claimed that Israel is doing genocide in that region, Palestine region, West Bank and Gaza region. And a trial is going on in the International Court of Justice, which is a principal organ of United Nations. That is a separate trial going on Israel. This was separate. This was for individuals. This is against the state, because in ICJ, countries are trialed. In ICC, individuals are trialed. This is the difference between them. So yes, this enforcement of such kind of judgments is a bit questionable. Now let's deal with the MCQs. Which country hosted COP28 of UNFCCC? Azerbaijan, UAE, China or Egypt? Second, consider the following statements and mark the correct one. Energy efficiency includes eliminating energy waste. Energy efficiency can lead to reduced carbon emissions. Which of these statements are correct? Third, which of the following is a feature of Global Energy Efficiency Alliance launched by UAE in COP29 of UNFCCC? First, it will foster public-private partnership. Second, it aims at building global standards for energy efficiency. Third, it includes an element of equity. Which of these statements are correct? Find the correct combination. Fourth, which of these countries is not part of International Criminal Court? USA, Canada, South Africa, Bangladesh? Pretty simple it is. Fifth, consider the following statements and mark the correct one. ICC can prosecute individuals from member states only. It is headquartered in The Hague, Netherlands. Now, yesterday's MCQs, the answers to this we will be discussing. GRAI is released by which ministry in Government of India? It was simple, Ministry of Personal and Grievance Redressal. Mr. Jitendra Singh is the minister, so B is going to be the correct answer. Second, consider the following statements with respect to GRAI and mark the correct one. GRAI report aims to highlight and resolve the root cause for delay in grievance redressal. Yes, it does. It is using artificial intelligence in its formulation and advisory. Yes, it is doing AI and ML. So both these statements are correct. Which state of India has the jurisdiction of APJ Abdul Kalam Island? It was very simple. It is Odisha. It is this island from which this hypersonic long-range missile was tested. And the last question, which of these is a feature of hypersonic cruise missile successfully tested by India? It travels at a speed of more than 5 Mach. Yes. If it would have been traveling at 1 to 5 Mach, then it would be called as supersonic. More than 5 Mach is hypersonic. 1 Mach is sonic, speed of sound. It is maneuverable once it is launched. Yes, it is maneuverable. So both these statements are correct, and hence C is going to be the correct answer for this question. Now, with this, we have come to an end of today's session. I will be meeting you tomorrow now with more such informative news pieces. Till then, you guys very well know what to do. Keep studying, keep reading, keep writing, and most importantly, keep revising. Namaste. Jai Hind.